Hello, it's Denise, Minty Green Mama, and I am here today to do a little unboxing of a deck that I just got, which is the Next World Tarot. Now, I know that this has been out for a while. It's not a new deck, but I didn't get a chance to get it when it was first out, and I saw that it was available for pre-order on Amazon just recently, so I had pre-ordered it, and it was just released on the 1st of February. So this, I've been really excited about this because I have, from what I've seen of it, I'm really attracted to the artwork, and it seems to be something that is going to be really empowering to work with. So I'll see how it is. I'm so excited. And this is by Cristy C. Road. So let's see if I can get into it here. Oh no. Oh no, I can't get the top open. Okay, there I go. All right. So I wasn't sure, I guess, what to expect. So this is like a giant tuck box situation. Oh, I've left some cards. So I'm definitely going to be finding another home for this deck. Let's see. All right. So, so it looks like get the deck and a little booklet to go with it. So I'm not sure how that compares to when it was previously published, because this is the first time I purchased this deck, but yeah, that's what comes in here. I'm just trying to see who published this. Written and illustrated by Cristy C. Road. Looks like Silver Sprocket. So maybe it's like, is it self-published? Anyway. Silver Sprocket. All right, so let me look at the book first. I always like to look at the book first. So it's just like a little, not too big of a book. And on the back it has the flower, and it says C Road Core with a little P.O. box there. Oh wow, so it just gets right into it. Okay, so like as soon as you open up, you got like the copyright info, and then it just starts. I'm looking for like a title page. Oh, I guess this is the title page right here. All right. When we're up, the system wants to tear us down. When we're down, we sink in an act of resistance or self-preservation that comes from the horror of exhaustion. How do we hold each other up in a world where oppression can be louder than self-love? The Next World Tarot is a tool for magic. Magic is essential for the head to reach the feet, and for the feet to truly feel the earth, the sun, the trees, the ground, and the elements that much of humanity take for granted. So it goes on a little bit there. I like that. The Next World aims to dismantle the patriarchal foundations of security culture as it has silenced survivors of institutionalized violence for far too long. It's just such a, it's just such a strong, I don't know, strong statement. I like it. It goes a little bit on about the Next World. It says the Next World Tarot is an oracle for revolution. It was created with graphite pencils, micron pens, markers, acrylic paint, gel pens, and 70-something friends and heroes. Love and Rage, Cristy C. Road. Oh, I like that. So, and then it has like a little instructions on how to read it. Some spreads, and then it goes right into the cards starting major arcana. So and it looks like each card, the majors, it looks like maybe have a little bit more. Yeah. Then you get to the minors, although some of the minors, like that's pretty much for the Three of Pentacles. That's a whole page. that's about as much as like say like the star has. So looks about one of these little pages or a paragraph, depending on the card, per card, and then that's it. And then it just, and then that's it. And the pages are not numbered, so I wouldn't know how many pages there are, but that's good. So that's kind of exciting. I've been so excited about getting this deck. There's this thing when I pre-order a deck and then I'm just sitting there like waiting for it. So I really like the backs of these cards. I've seen this because I had watched some of the reviews before I decided to purchase it or pre-order it, and so I kind of knew that I was going to really like the artwork. So I like the back of these cards. The only thing is, like, so why do I never ever have a normal size tarot card around when I'm doing this? Okay, so this is my Navigator's Tarot, the Mystic Sea, which is a little bit squattier than I would say like a normal size tarot, but still fairly normal-ish. And so then it's like, it's a big old card, which I like. I have like, I don't know, I guess I really like decks that are easy to shuffle. There's just something about like grabbing a deck and just shuffling it really, really well. Like my candle's going to town back there. Like my Love Scarabeo deck, like Happy Tarot. I just love that because I could just shuffle it so well, and it just so great. And then, but I like bigger cards so that I could see the artwork, especially when the artwork is so powerful and impactful. I do like the bigger cards, but to me, like the cardstock doesn't feel like incredibly durable. It feels like very papery. I don't know if you can. I'm just like afraid it's just gonna bend. Like it's pretty papery. Although that won't stop me from using it. Still, I'm just wondering. I just don't want to mess the deck up, by shuffling it. See, the Fool. Oh gosh, I think I did. Oh my gosh, did I do that? It's got like a little. Oh, you can't even see it. It's so little, but it's like a little scratch in the card. Wonder if I did that. So let's see. That's so interesting. So you got someone sitting at like a bus stop, and you've got the dog. Sorry, I've got a Band-Aid on my finger. I don't want to show that to everybody. A little dog, and you've got like the bag, which looks like a lunchbox. It's a little distracting, isn't it? I've got that giant flaming candle. It always does that when it gets to the bottom. So he's in a little cauldron. It needs to be in a bigger cauldron. That's insane. That's insane. So yeah. So that's interesting. So instead of going off of a cliff, it's like sitting on a bus stop. So it's almost like a more passive Fool. It's like they're going to go somewhere, but they're just like waiting at this point instead of like walking off the cliff. So they're going to be maybe riding into the future, but it's they're kind of at a waiting point right now. I'm going to see what the book has to say about that. All right, the Fool. The Fool isn't necessarily new to adulthood or responsibility. The Fool is new to their recognition of the spirit. As they rewrite their destiny, they question whether their truth actually lies in a world outside of everything they have ever known. The Fool is a once crusty punk rocker who left their nest lined with cigarette butts, drink tickets, ex-girlfriends, love letters, mixtape inserts with missing tapes, orange peels for good aroma, and chips of black tourmaline for good fortune. They sought after stability and in the process lost their soul. Ooh. Dang. The Fool saw this quirk in their destiny and gave their 2 weeks. The Fool is enthralled as they journey into nowhere with pockets full of charms and a backpack full of pins and multivitamins. Oh, there's more. They ask you to take this time to recall that challenge, that journey, or that creative outlet that hides in the warmest, quietest corner of the right side of your brain. What does it represent? Is it amped to save you and those around you? Is it fabulously affirming and righteously healing? Does this path set your truest self on fire and leave you glowing with ambition? Deconstruct what this journey means. Take on the burdens and the delights. Understand that the cost of starting new is growing up, but the cost of growing up is not your wayward magic. So that's definitely not like a quick, let me just read the meaning and kind of get what this is. This would be more like this is definitely something to journal about and think about. So that's intense. Take on the burdens and delights. The cost of starting new is growing up. So that's interesting. So they are on an adventure. They kind of leaving their things behind, and they're on an adventure now. Oh, okay. And then I just noticed that too, that it has like in the bottom, it has says Air, Aquarius, and Saturn. That's interesting because I always thought the Fool was associated with Uranus, but maybe not. I don't know. I'm not like, that's just something that I have heard in other places, so perhaps I am mistaken about that. So this is an interesting magician. Looks like she's got a book and a bag and a tablet and some books here. Let's see, it's Feminist Theory, Emergency First Response, Herbal Medicine, and Pathology, maybe? No. I'm going to have to... maybe it is. I don't know. Interesting. I just want to read the book for all of these cards, so I'm not going to do that because that would take forever and a day. But I'm trying to see, so she's got a cup. She's holding the cup of coffee. It's interesting. It's very, very different. Like, I didn't see, a lot of traditional symbolism, but she has to have all her stuff spread out around her. So she's got like her coffee in her bag and her tablet and her book. So she's got her stuff, and she looks very determined. And so here's the High Priestess. You got the moon on the bottom there and some candles. Looks like crystals maybe, but definitely got the pomegranates behind her. So that's nice. The Empress. It's very powerful artwork, I think. Like the images are just very evocative and, just like, it, for me, sometimes I have a hard time finding the words to explain, things. So I appreciate the images are just very, they tell their story. The Messenger. So let's see. So that was the Magician, the High Priestess, the Empress, and then we have the Teacher instead of the Emperor. And then the Messenger would be the Hierophant. That's interesting. It's like a speech. Oh, and the Lover's card. This is one of my favorite Lover's cards. Like, I've seen that in other videos, and so the Chariot. I love that one. So I knew I was gonna really like that one. Strength. Oh, like that. Sorry, I'm just like staring at it. I forgot to. Oh my goodness. So I know there's a lot of other reviews online and on YouTube, and I wasn't sure if I was going to do an unboxing of this or a video because there's already so many, but I thought, you know what, when I do the unboxings and I actually go through and, look at the cards and kind of say what I think about them, like first impressions, that actually really helps me to bond with the deck. So I am... Oh, this is the one from the front of the box. Justice. It's like social justice, which is cool because that's usually how I read justice ever since I read the book Modern Tarot. I cannot remember the author's name right now, but Modern Tarot. and she talks about justice. I believe it's in that book. Now, I wish I had it here right now, but I think that's the book where she talks about it, justice being like more of a social type of a justice and not like a, you know, getting what's coming to you, you know, type of thing, or necessarily like legal battles, but more like working like daily, you know, making the choices, which I think is so powerful because in today's day and age, as like in our culture, especially like when it's, there's just so much, things are very polarized right now. And, you know, as consumers, you know, especially like we do have a lot that when we put, when we're donating money or whether we're purchasing something like that can even be seen as a political act, like what you watch, what you're doing. So just keeping that in mind sometimes is helpful, because I know sometimes the easiest things to do, suspension, I like that. Oh, is that like a, looks like a horseshoe. Oh, I like that a lot. Yeah, so yeah, like I like that justice card, and it's an interesting death card. Was it like a gerbil or something? Interesting. This is one of those decks where I'm going to have to really go through the entire little booklet and just read it, because it is so different. I think, I mean, if I really wanted to just read this intuitively, there's enough there. Like there's a lot of meaning, I think, in the images themselves. But, ooh, that's the devil. Dissolve the empire, undertaking the new order of the ages. Wow, there is a lot going on in that card. But isn't this, it's just such a timely deck, because I think the Justice card is great to be on the front of this deck, you know, on the box, because I really feel like that is a lot of, especially reading just a couple of the paragraphs from the book that I did. I feel like that's revolution. I love it. There's just so much going on in the world right now, and being aware of that and doing, you know, anything is, I think, going to be, it's just so valuable right now. Like there's just so much to take a stand for. I'm just kind of trying to look at the cards and finish my thoughts, and it's not working out for me well tonight, but you know, hey, that's how it goes sometimes. I love that moon card. Love it. I love that a lot of these are set. Like I really love nature and nature decks, and I'm really more drawn to those. But because I have a lot of nature around me, thankfully, but it's not, it is not by any means like out in the country or anything. So it's nice to see some images in a deck that are in a city. Judgment. I can't. World. Oh, that's an interesting world card. Wow. Here we get into the minors. The roots of fire. The Ace of Wands. I'm not going to talk too much about these cards now, because this is going to be a lot longer video. I love how, okay, so I just noticed, I just noticed that these have, okay, so it looks like the majors have, so it has like air, Aquarius, so the element, sign, and then a astrological, a planet. Yeah, a planet. And so then this has, the Two of Wands, for instance, it has Dominion, which is like a keyword, and then Mars and Aries. So for the astrology of it all. It's interesting. Foresight as the Three of Wands. this is definitely going to be a deck I have to sit with, because already I find myself drawn into the pictures. I'm looking because there's so many like little details to kind of look at. Like she has, this is the Five of Wands, and she has like a little, like, it looks like, you know, some sort of, maybe for needle disposal or some sort of, you know, hazard disposal thing. And then the little thing up here, it says free condoms. So I definitely have to read about that one. The Six of Wands. Decolonization and rebirth is what it says on the pillows. Six of Wands. Seven of Wands. Courage. And she's sitting there. She's got like the police behind her. Eight of Wands. Just wish the cardstock was a little bit firmer. Ten of Wands. Completion. Oh, interesting. So the keyword is completion. Page of Wands. The Home of Fire. I really wish I knew more about the artists. I didn't see a lot in there that I could, maybe in the introduction there was a part. The Queen of Wands is the throne of determination. Wait a second. Oh, the Page of Wands is the Home of Fire. Don't know why I thought I'd already done the Ace. I have kind of lost the thread here of what I'm doing. Oh, look at this Ace of Pentacles, the roots of the earth. So I like how the ace is like the roots of the element of that suit. So that's pretty nice. See, so he's holding a bag that says workers' rights are human rights, I believe. And it looks like he's giving her a flower. Two of Pentacles. Just trying to figure out if I'm going to be able to use this as a deck, like for reading, like for just regular readings, or if this is going to be just more of a journaling, like deeper, like inner journey type of a deck. Four of Pentacles. Arsenal. Interesting. Such an interesting card. Oh my gosh. Five of Pentacles. Oh, turmoil. That's sad. Look at the little girl sitting by the window. She's like sitting on some boxes. So I don't know if she's moving, but it's, you know, there's a for sale sign right there outside of the window, and it looks like, I don't know if they're being forced out of their home. You know, that's just sad. Six of Pentacles is redistribution. So they have like emergency supplies, it looks like. Seven of Pentacles is vision. Huh. Interesting. Creation. Self-sufficiency. Security. Then here we have the Page. I just really appreciate how it's like real looking people and not like, you know, the fantasy, like only young and beautiful people. Because although that's kind of fun sometimes, like, I don't know. I guess I like seeing the methodical approach. It's the Knight. I like seeing real people, but depicted in a artistic way. Like for me, sometimes seeing like pictures of real people is not always, it doesn't always jog my intuition like, you know, artwork does. Queen, oh, this is interesting. The Queen of Pentacles, the Throne of Sanctuary. Huh. The King of Pentacles is the Throne of Security. So it's interesting because it looks like the Queen of Pentacles is a male figure, and then the King looks like a female figure. I like that. Ace of Swords, the roots of action. Okay, so this is the roots of action. It's not like the roots of air, but the roots of action. I'd like to get all the aces out and look at them, because now I'm wondering. So that's definitely kind of symbolism I'm familiar with the arms crossed and the two swords, or, you know, items, and the moon up ahead, like blindfolded. Oh, the Three of Swords. Oh, that's pretty icky. Heart's got band-aids all over it. I'm sure because, you know, broken heart, like I get it, but that was intense. The Four of Swords. I'm interested to see how the, so here's a Five of Swords. Five of Swords is survival, is the key word on there. She's got a microscope and a plant. Six of Swords is passage and escape. Interesting. Seven of Swords is escape. This is one of the ones I was interested to see how that one looked. And then the 10 I'm also interested in. 8 is restriction. 9 is despair. And the 10 is ruin. Oh, wow. Then we have home of action is page. Knight of Swords is the escape plan. Queen of Swords is the throne of truth. And the King of Swords is the throne of knowledge. And the Ace of Cups is the roots of water. So that's more of an elemental, I think. Swords was the root of action, if I remember correctly. Two of Cups is connection. It's nice. And I got the 2 cups there. 3 of Cups is joy. So I guess, like, she does have some friends around her, but they're sea life. 4 of Cups is reevaluate. Yeah, that might be a good plan. 5 of Cups is loss. 6 of Cups is reunion. 7 is imagination. That's interesting. 8 of Cups is abandon. 9 of Cups is happiness. Although that looks like overindulgence to me. I don't know, that looks like a little too much. Like happiness? I don't know. I'm going to have to read that one in the book. 10 of Cups is safety. Page of Cups is home of expression. And the Knight of Cups is the love song. Queen of Cups is the throne of emotion. This is an interesting one. And the King of Cups is the throne of movement. So I like that. So it's just, and that's the last one. So there's so many things to like about this deck. It's way more inclusive. I mean, it's inclusive of more just like varieties of people, like different races, different like gender identity, you know, just, you know, people of different sizes. Like it's just, you know, and they had, I think, so they had someone in a wheelchair. There might have been somebody that had like a, you know, I don't know if there's another wheelchair, but so it's just way more inclusive. So that's one of the reasons that I thought I was really going to like this deck. It just has such a powerful like message, I think. And I'm kind of, you know, really, really digging that right now. I'm going to really have to read the book, though, I think, for a lot of these cards and kind of work with it and see, because it's so powerful. I don't know, like, would I be able to just do like a regular reading? Like, you know, some decks, you know, I'm not going to ask like just regular everyday questions because I feel like that's just not what they do best. So I'll definitely have to do a deck interview. I feel like it's kind of, I guess it's okay. I felt like it was kind of bended the way. All right, let me see. This is definitely going to be a side shuffle deck for me because, oh, but it shuffles well. So that was pretty good. I'm a little worried about bending them though. Ay. Well, it is what it is. I'm going to have to make my peace with it because I'm not going to just not use it because it could, you know, get messed up. Although what I ended up doing, the Starman Tarot, I felt also, I didn't like the cardstock, and I liked that tarot deck so much I ended up buying an extra copy, but I don't know. We'll see about this one. I think I'm going to have to break this one in because they're not sliding super well. They're not super shiny, but some... So they shuffle okay. Definitely going to have to be broken in though. So let's see. Let's pick a card. The Six of Swords Passage. And so I'm not going to read a whole nother card, but just to get an idea of the minors, let me just do a couple of things here. Okay, let's see. We've got Six of Swords. So it's about this much information. And it says the Six of Swords is a rite of passage, a peaceful intersection of purple clouds, subtle mist, and hope. She represents the clarity that comes after fighting, isolation, and the journey of the swords, beginning of the end of failure, a quiet stroll into the future, independent travel, and femme visibility, armed with safety and aligned with self-sufficiency. Represents the end of a toxic past and the end of oppressors disguising themselves as loved ones. Okay, so that's interesting. So you get the idea that she's like maybe left a toxic relationship or a bad relationship of some sort, whether it's with their family or maybe a bad marriage or, you know, love relationship or even a bad career, like job, and she's actually physically picking up and moving. It's not just like a mental decision. It's like she's packing up and leaving. And she represents a moment where you reclaim your personal power and walk away. That's an interesting way to see the Six of Swords, reclaiming your personal power and walking away from a bad situation, which I really like because so many people that I speak with, if I, you know, read cards for people, like that seems to be a common topic. Like they might be in a relationship that's not in their best interest. It might not necessarily be overtly negative, but it's just holding them back. But it's just so hard sometimes to claim your personal power and say, you know what, I'm just going to make the best decision for me. And there's a lot of other factors involved, obviously, and not everyone can just get up and leave, but still, for some people, even if they have the option, it's still hard. So I like that. I like that a lot. So yeah, so the cards are big, which I like, a little bit too bendy for my taste, but they did shuffle well, and they're not like that super shiny cardstock, so that's nice. They're almost like a semi-matte, maybe. I don't know. I'm not like an expert in the different cardstocks. I just know like what I like and what I use, but I feel like I'm just not sure how durable they're going to be, but I love the artwork on these. I'm so excited to work with them. I'm definitely going to be doing some daily draws and kind of just playing around and seeing how they work in my personal practice, and doing a deck interview to kind of see like where me and this deck are going and what kind of questions I'm going to be using this for. But anyway, if you've been watching this whole time, thank you so much. I know there's so many other reviews for this out there, so thanks for watching mine, and I hope that if you're thinking about purchasing this deck, that helped you a little bit, and I will talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye.